What up? What is it? Day 33. No excuses. 2024, the year of the warrior, right? What are you doing today to succeed? I was listening to David Goggins before. I don't compare myself to David Goggins, but he's got that mental toughness that I so crave and desire. And so I get a lot of good things out of him listening to him. But talking about success, what did he say? He said, don't kill your enemies with kindness, right? Your detractors with kindness. Torture them with success, right? I love that. But, I was thinking as I got out here, it's about 7:30, just got out here a little bit ago. I was thinking about what was my biggest obstacle to success over the years, I could go back to my childhood, lead paint poisoning at one point, right? Had elevated signs of lead. I was born in the 70s, so everything was painted with that shit. And it was in our water. But anyway, was it that? Okay, that could be a factor. Was it my stepfather, who was a heroin addict, alcoholic, super, violently abusive to my mom and myself? Well, maybe that was a factor. Was it my neighborhood, being one of the only white kids in my neighborhood in the 70s and 80s? And, I had met a lot of great people there, still got lifelong friends from there. But, everybody was in a state of trauma in that place. So there were bullies and thugs and blah, 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 blah. And, was that a factor? I don't know, made me a bully in my later years and a thug. Anyway, or was it the school teachers, right? That sent notes home because I couldn't keep up with the work, and then I'd catch a beating for that by my stepfather. Was it them seeing me slipping behind and not reaching out to help me? And maybe they did, I was young, I didn't, And then, getting arrested by law enforcement, at 11 years old, and then progressively more serious charges as I, got into my teen years. Was it being locked up for fucking 3 or so years as a juvie, right? In juvie. And, I can think of all those things, and I'm like, for years and years, I used that, that was my problem, right? No solutions, but those are all my problems, right? And then what I've been realizing lately, my biggest blocker of success, even with all that bullshit, that stuff couldn't actuate the blockage that I placed on myself for decades, excuses. And maybe I had a couple of good ones, maybe I had a couple of good ones at the time, but I laid on those hard, those were the reasons why, I couldn't succeed. And I always went into things with the best intentions, right? School, every year I was like, this year you're gonna fucking sit there, you're gonna not be a clown, and you're gonna absorb what they're teaching, and you're gonna raise your hand and ask questions and blah, 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 blah. And after like 4 or 5 days of doing that and failing, I gave up, right? I gave up. Same thing at jobs, right? I get in there, I'm gung-ho because I've been, I really wanted this job, and, this was everything. It's going to change my whole life, and blah, blah, and I get in there, and I'm hitting it hard, and I'm doing all the things you're supposed to do. And then sometimes the worst thing to happen to me was people recognizing my small successes, because then once they recognized it, I'm like, because I only wanted the exterior to look okay. I wasn't willing to work on what was inside, right? So as soon as I get those accolades from outside source, same thing with weight loss and, getting in shape, as soon as someone else notices, like, hey man, you're looking pretty good, or man, you're really killing this job, you're gonna be able to get a raise, become a manager, and blah, blah, blah. I self-sabotaged. Because what if I fail, right? What if I fail in the eyes of others, right? But on the other hand, what if I just gave up, right? So, I mean, it was on me, right? But I blame everybody else. I blame that manager who's seen me slacking, and falling backwards, and said, nah, we're gonna have to rethink that promotion, The teachers, some of them did reach out to try to help me, and it was too much work. So I said no, I mean, the stepfather thing, I don't know how much I could have did about that, but, and being poor and stuff like that. But, there's people that I grew up with, and, their parents were druggies and this and that and blah, 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 blah. And somehow they became very successful, at least on the exterior, right? I don't know, we're not each other in the inside, at least not at this moment. Anyway, so we judge on that, right? And usually that's a good moniker of success, right? If you got into a good career or business, you started something up and you're making things happen, you're taking care of your family and this and that, But are they settling for less? We don't know, right? We don't know. We don't know what's inside the hearts of men. And, so today, I'm trying not to bar my success, right? I'm getting people saying, hey, man, I know I look a mess here, but they're like, wow, you look pretty good, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, thank you, and I'm not using that as well, I'm done. The outside world is telling me I did good, so I'm all set, And I'm not falling back on that today, I don't want to be the arbitrator of my failure, right? Whew. And we can play that blame game. We can. That's a comfortable spot. Excuse me. It was somebody else. They singled me out. The Cambridge police singled me out. The teachers singled me out. My stepfather singled me out. My neighborhood singled me out. And then years later, law enforcement singled me out. But I put myself in those positions to be singled out. I did myself no favors, other than getting high and drinking, no favors whatsoever. And don't get me wrong, I made some decent relationships and friendships over the years that have endured a lot of this time, but, they're not like they used to be, and that's fine. Everything changes, I can't be mad at somebody because we don't hang anymore. I don't hang with anybody but my kids and my girl. People at the barbershop, that's it, really, and then people I meet down here. But anyway, yeah, I'm not, so today's walk and talk for No Excuses 2024 and day 33, which is a great number. Year of the Warrior is, stop that self-destruction, figure out what is blocking your success. And, I'm not just talking about money, fame or this and that or looking good. I mean, that stuff is all great too, to a certain extent, right? But that's all exterior shit. I'm talking about on the interior, how am I blocking my success today? And I still do it, I still do it the way I talk about politics with certain people. And, even when I'm right, I'm a bad winner, it's so I got to learn how to listen to people and to, really take in what they're saying and understand where they're coming from and have empathy for their point of view. Maybe they don't watch the same shit you watch. I'm just saying, what I mean? So I gotta pull back sometimes in order to move forward, get out of my own way. All right, everybody, be successful today. What I mean? What are you doing today to change the fake comfort of yesterday? I mean, I just exercise, so make these videos. It's not like I'm doing a shitload, what I mean? Give me some ideas. Let me know what's going on, And this is, adding on to what I'm doing. I'm always adding on shit to do, This is day 2 of my digital detox. It's going pretty good. Yes, I'm making a video. Yes, I will post a video, but I don't scroll. I'm not watching shit. If it says, certain things like TikTok, it puts you on a video. So I just turn the volume off, put it face down, and let my shit freaking post, And Instagram's kind of like that too. It's a pain in the ass. But anyway, I'll talk to you guys when I talk to you, man. Day 33. No excuses. 2024. Peace.